And hello and welcome to the very second episode of the Waterdeep Mallrats Tales from the Yawning Portal. And yes, so thank you so much, firstly, for you coming to join us. And all those that have been supporting us this week, I really appreciate that, so thank you so much. I also need to say thank you to everybody who's staying inside on this sunny day to watch us be nerds and play D&D, so thank you for that as well. I'm not drinking beer, it's apple juice. Good.
Stay alert and tasty, everyone.
Stay alert and tasty. So, last time on Waterdeep Mallrats, we kind of introduced the kids into the Cassalanter Institute for Unfortunate Children, and we had the first couple of days of school, which was great. I think Pups got a little bit of attacked by one of the teachers, which I thought was very cruel. But, you know, he deserved it, naughty kid. They then found their way into the garden on a day off after Tunk had sort of destroyed a lunch cart and opened up a kind of back of a fence and got out onto the streets of Waterdeep. They snuck their way into kind of one of the most famous pubs in all of Waterdeep, the Yawning Portal, and managed to kind of listen in on an epic story of the Sunless Citadel, in which their minds and their brains started twisting and turning into these new heroic versions of themselves. So I thought what we'll do today is actually talk about those heroic versions of how they see themselves before we get started. So what everyone's done is taken their 8-year-old characters and they've kind of made a new class with some perceptions of what the kids see those heroes to be. Sorry, not heroes, non-heroes. We don't like adventurers at this party. Justin the Duckhead.
Yeah.
So I think we'll start this time with Pups. So Pups, how do you kind of see yourself as this like heroic version of you? Right.
This justice and white armor with red and yellow sort of fringing to him, very sort of gallant and what's the word? Very brave, gallant, sort of like a Lancelot type, Galahad type character. Pups at the round table.
Very nice. So yeah, we can see them there with his Yoda style ears, of course. Nice big goblin ears. Yeah, look at him, he looks beautiful. But I like this kind of like gallant goblin. I don't know, like how tall is he? It's like 3 foot or something?
About 3 foot 2. No, because that's an adult. Oh yeah, adult version. Yeah, about 3.5 foot.
So that's quite good. So it's very, very nice. Is there anything that like that Hero Pups kind of enjoys more than anything else?
Leaving a place better than when he arrived. You know, not just going in and doing the job, but also doing the best for everyone around them as well.
Leave no trace. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, leave no trace.
Okay, and then and of course you're playing a paladin.
Yes. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Yes, I am playing a level 1 paladin.
Nice, thank you. And then let's go to Baggi.
Playing as a fighter. I like to think that this is kind of where Baggi explores the side that she doesn't usually naturally like to go to. So usually she's more of like a thinker, a debater, that kind of thing. Whereas I think her fighter is very much just like, I'd rather fight first than argue about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, so I think she kind of you can focus her sort of rage into this fighting with a fighting style that's more kind of like soldier. I think she's going for that
soldier
kind of thing.
Yeah. She looks super cool.
She does look cool.
Yeah, super cool.
She's ready.
I know, exactly. And I also like about this image, there's no like, oh, it's just revealing. This is a proper soldier.
I specifically chose it because it wasn't revealing.
Thank you
There
so
were
much.
many that were.
Yes.
Mm. Oh my god, it's fucking everywhere, isn't it?
I was like, that's not practical.
No. No?
Yeah, nip slips everywhere, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and those heels that get stuck in the swamp mud, and stuck in zombies' brains.
What a nightmare.
Nightmare.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she wants to be really strong and quite physical and quite feisty, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so let's go around to Tunk, shall we? Let's go to Tunk. Okay. Beautiful Tunk.
Tunk is a barbarian by nature. I think that he, and by current class as well, he is a law-abiding citizen, mostly due to the fact that he's not smart enough to concoct a plan that will outsmart anyone. So kind of stays on the right side of the law. I think he's got a firm belief that the wider you are, the more powerful you are.
Mhm.
So Tunk's image of himself when he's older is almost as wide as he is tall, which makes it difficult to get through some doorways, but he can probably break the doorway down with his physical strength. To recount the words of a friend of ours, Joseph Cullen, girth is worth.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Yeah, he's loyal to his friends, and he believes in the righteousness of man and protecting animals, especially sheep.
Especially sheep.
Especially sheep. Yeah.
Yeah. A beautiful moustache as well, I must say.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, and then Oshi.
Yes. Oshi.
Yes, Oshi. Right.
Sean Connery.
She is really good at doing Sean Connery impressions as well. So Oshi might, as she imagines her rogue, level 1 rogue, she probably would use her full name. She is Oshisota, and as a rogue, she obviously can slink in everywhere and anywhere, and she's a Yuan-Ti, so she's only out for herself and gold. And she imagines herself incredibly tall. She may even be 6'1" in flats.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Definitely
she
in
thinks
flats.
She's beautifully tall, and as you can see on the picture, she has long hair, which I think she'd quite like to cut off so it doesn't get in the way of fighting. But she can't because her mother always loved her hair, so she's not allowed to ever cut it off.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe in this version she does like cut her hair because she's not allowed to. She just cuts it off.
Yeah, bad
she-
bitch. Yeah.
Seems to be what everyone else is doing during isolation, anyway.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. Very, very nice. That's great. I mean, I think it's it's lovely to kind of see these new versions of their new versions of their idyllic hero sort of coming through in their brains. And of course, this is going to change from adventure to adventure, which is really nice. as well. I'm trying a little bit of an experiment today. So I'm going to be trying to do some music. Essentially, I was watching Cerebellum's D&D. Anyone seen that recently with Jamie McKinnis and Dan Dinsdale and stuff like this? It's been good fun. But they use a bit of music, and I thought, well, hey, why not? Let's try it out. So if I get a bit confuddled and a bit confused, it's probably because I'm trying to press buttons. So my apologies about that. Also today, exactly. Also today, we're going out on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So I hope that you're on one of those platforms and enjoying us today. And we shall see what happens. So, shall we play some D&D?
Yeah!
Okay. Oh, my favourite words. Okay, so
Sheep.
the sheep. Oh, dearie me. Okay, so when we last left you guys, you were walking out of the tavern, and it was absolutely hitting it down with snow, middle of winter. And I think that you kind of you come out and you wrap yourselves up in your big furs, and you walk out onto what is affectionately known as the Old Road. This is a classic D&D module, so it's called the Old Road. As you go northwards, you can see Mount Hootenau. Mount Hootenau. The thought extinct volcano, probably more dormant than anything else. The volcano that destroyed and caused so much havoc in Neverwinter all those hundreds and thousands of years ago. As you kind of make your way up through, you see that all of these farms everywhere, and there's, even in the barns, the sound of cows is oddly gone, not there, disappeared. There's no livestock sounds anywhere, and you can see that the farms themselves look wrecked and ruined. But you notice there is like tiny little footprints all over the fields, no bigger than your thumb, which kind of seems a bit strange. And then instantly the snow comes down and covers them up, and they disappear. You spend, I'd say, about half a day moving up through the forest, through the road, and you start making your way into a forest. Okay, so whilst you're walking, you guys are like chatting away with each other.
What does everyone think about the white apple?
Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like a good thing, does it? And we haven't seen any. So, should we just keep walking?
Tunk just means, did anyone bring any apples?
Oh, no, I didn't. Unfortunately,
I've got a litre of cider, Tunk.
Oh, can Tunk have some?
Yeah. For 1 gold.
Okay, very good deal. Thank you, Oshisota.
Okay.
As he kind of leans over, and he takes the entire litre away from you. And his big, brawly, hairy hands, and like pops the top.
And chugs it.
Easy there, Tunk. We have to keep your mind fresh for the quest ahead.
Thank you, doggy. And as usual, pats Pups strongly on the head, causing his skin to kind of peel back slightly.
And there's that sound of the armor. Cha-chonk, cha-chonk. And as he looks up, that chiseled jaw that I think Pups thinks of himself with sort of pops out.
Yes, very good.
You kind of notice that the sky is starting to darken. Of course, it's early, being midwinter, it's the shortest days. So you kind of start looking for somewhere to camp for the night. Shall we do? Let's do a little perception. Who's good with nature or survival? Let's go with survival. Let's go for survival.
I have my rubble belt refuge, which gives me the chance to always find somewhere safe to hide or rest.
Oh.
Well, I believe my team service here might be able to find us an adequate place for us to get some rest.
Yeah.
Ada what?
A good place for sleep.
Good sleep place. Okay. Thank you, doggy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you start walking, and you're like following it like a water vein.
Yeah.
And it's like it's sort of like taking you over to towards this little stream, this frozen solid stream. And you decided this seems like a good spot as any to camp for the night. You make yourself a fire, which is quite difficult in this weather. But you find that you can get it going after a while. It takes a long time and each of you are sodden wet. Who should we find out? Yeah, who's putting the tent up? Let's do that.
I'll attempt to put the tent up.
Nice.
What would you like me to roll for the first roll of the day?
Woo!
Because if it's religion, that ain't gonna work.
Let's do a
Building a
survival.
tent, not a church.
Let's do a survival check.
Okay. So Tunk takes a couple of he lifts small trees out of their roots and attempts to stack them into a triangular shape.
He makes an adequate shelter.
A good shelter.
An adequate shelter, and then he turns around and sees that Oshisota has already made a lovely tent out of her backpack and just rolled it over. But now we've got these two gorgeous shelters, a tent and a covering. That's going to try and hopefully keep you warm. And you kind of end up sitting around, and you get your dry rations out, and you try to sort of stay warm together around the fire.
Tunk passes what's left of the cider back to Oshi again.
Oh, Tunk, there's none left.
Oh, Tunk only paid for the drink.
As opposed to...
Tunk didn't pay for the thing the drink is in.
Ah, okay. So 1 sip for 1 gold, Tunk. You owe me like 10 gold now.
Okay, Oshi. Tunk will pay you back later.
Okay, Tunk. You know I won't forget.
Oh, Tunk will.
With his big
Should we write it down?
Thank you, Oshi.
Okay.
And you kind of like look around in this beautiful kind of winter forest, really. The snow sort of hanging off the sides, and you hear that sound of shing, shing, as Baggi is like sharpening her axes next to the fire.
I think Pups while this is happening, gonna head out and lay his trap down and try and catch some dinner.
Oh, okay. Ooh, alrighty. So,
provide us with some meat.
okay, so we're gonna do another survival check. I'm gonna make it quite a high DC because you are in the middle of winter. All right, so you're gonna need to roll high.
Okay. Survival. It's a -1, so this is going to be fun.
Great. Yeah, you so as the kind of guys are sat there, not touching your dry rations yet, because you're like, okay, good, meat's on the way. Pubs comes back dragging like a flattened creature, frozen stiff and rotten to the core, as he slams it down in front of you, proud as punch.
What is that, Pup?
It's meat. Are you? Would you like the front or the back?
Oh, back for Tunk.
Tunk, no, Tunk,
Oh,
no.
Tunk hungry.
We can't eat that. The front is more rotten than the back, and the back is more rotten than the front. We're not going anywhere near that. It's ridiculous. No. What food do we have?
Pups, do you like push on with this idea and start cooking it?
Absolutely. I'll eat it by myself. Got to keep myself big and strong.
Can you do a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Oh God.
As Tunk is also salivating, Tunk would love some of the back.
Okay. So could you do a Constitution saving throw as well?
Yeah.
These have not been good rolls.
Yeah.
So literally, you go to pick it up to and the smell, Pups, as it hits your nose is like worse than anything else as you look up at everybody else staring at you, and that pride kicks in as you take a bite into it, and it's softer than like an overripe peach. And you feel like slight things like twist around your teeth and then go up and curling in. That kind of like, that dry blood that's sort of like sticking onto the fur. You haven't even taken the fur off, like, and you it goes down okay. And then you instantly feel like it's going to come back up again. So you're going to be poisoned for the next day, as you've eaten putrid like meat. Tunk, on the other hand, you look over and Tunk's like,
oh, good doggy. Doggy found a peach rat.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, Tunk. You're big and strong. But if you excuse me for a moment, I would.
As you kind of hear it coming out of both ends from pups from around the corner.
Bad day to wear white armor, guys. So,
the rest of you guys, are you eating like dry rations and stuff and sort of staying a bit healthy?
Yeah. Oshisota stole some bread from borrowed some bread from the inn, so her and Baggy are eating that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, washing it down with some water.
Washing down. Extremely sensible. His tongue is almost just like picking up a bone and like it sort of falls off. And he sort of separated the maggots over, and he's like,
for a dessert,
for like a side salad of maggots. So go over to Pups, and Pups, you're sat down. Let's go to here so we can see. Yeah, here we go. So you're sort of sat down around the corner of the fire. So let's move you to here. As you like, and then you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh no, 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 and you kind of try to take your armor off. Okay, so let's do. Do we think sleight of hand or do we think strength to get this armor off?
I think sleight of hand. I don't want to rip it off quite yet.
Okay, let's do sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh!
Very much the difference between when your zipper's broken and you try and like take it off with finesse, or you just try and rip your jeans apart.
Yeah.
Do you literally go ping, ping, and it goes boom, and kind of jumps up, pulls up. As you kind of turn around, and as you squat down, like you give out the biggest fart you've ever had in your life, and it goes all over this like bush, and then as you kind of like turn around, you're like, oh, ooh. Guys, you can hear all of this from where you are. The bush begins to move as it turns around to you, and you realise you've actually shitting on a twig blight. So let's go into initiative.
Best start to any battle to date.
Can I just clarify something? Am I naked?
You are not wearing your armour.
Great.
So make sure you mark that on your to say that you're not wearing armor on your AC. It's going to take a while to get that back on for you as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you could roll initiative for me, please.
Yes.
How do I drop my armor class down, Joe? I've got 16 at the moment.
So where you've got your items.
Yeah.
There is you can essentially unequip it.
Oh, okay.
You found it?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Okay, so Baggy, we've got Baggy done. So that Gabby is add you in. Great. So that is a 12 from Oshisota. Very good start. And Dan. Actually, it's going to be nice. I think you'll end up getting to go quite early on in this battle, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Everybody else doesn't really know what's going on yet. And Tunk, have you done your initiative? Yes, you have. Thank you, Tunk. Alrighty. So, 14. Right. So, we're going to start at the top. Of course, at the moment, so from behind you, Baggy, you feel, you kind of feel that there is something moving behind you.
Something's moving behind me.
Yeah.
As well as I can see the moving bush.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like immediately she's going to draw one of her axes, turn around, and say something like, "If you come anywhere near us, I'm going to cut you into tiny little chunks."
I love that she's like, set.
If you come anywhere near us. Yeah, she suddenly got very posh. I don't know why. We're going to roll with it.
Oh, Baggy.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, so you are you going to attack?
I think I am going to attack. Yeah.
So you're going to attack this twig bite that's literally right behind you. Alrighty. So let's see how this swing happens.
Cool. So I'm just going to go one-handed for now.
Okay.
Just to see. Oh.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so you swing this like battle axe around and you clatter into the thing. And literally what happens is this like flail of twigs sort of fly back into the fire and go up in flames. So what else, how does this look as you kill the twig bite?
I feel like she's gone into a massive rage, really. So I think she's just going to keep hacking away at it, and then she'll pick up a bit and throw it onto the fire. So she's doing two jobs at once. She's killing it, and she's fueling the fire.
Very nice.
Chop, yeah.
Great. So I decided to put very, very nice. We get our first kill. Woo. So very, very happy about first kill.
First kill of the campaign.
Yeah. So Pups, directly in front of you is a twig blight covered in your poopy. As you have a chance to kind of do something.
Route weapons.
Can we turn the music down slightly, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Better?
Thank you.
If I use my battle axe two-handed, does that count as action and bonus action?
Say that one more time, mate.
If I use my battle axe two-handed, does that count as action and bonus action?
Well, you wouldn't be able to do. No, it's not a two-handed. It's just fine. You can use it two-handed. That's just an action. But of course, you wouldn't have an offhand to do a bonus. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna pull out a battle axe and just give a huge cleave across, and sort of say, "I'm terribly sorry, but."
Let's have a look. Does it hit? Yep, it does. As exactly the same sort of idea happens, you kind of swing it through, and there's just this like explosion of twigs. And how does that look?
I think just an enormous like cleave from one side to the other, but the sort of glory of cutting this thing in half is immediately dashed by the churning feeling in the stomach from swinging too hard. And also the pieces of his own feces that have come up from the back, of the head. So,
Let me just.
I having a good day.
Oh, God damn.
You're so good. Okay, I'm just checking something out because I've completely forgotten that you're poisoned. Okay, right, okay. So we just need to remember that you have disadvantage on your attack rolls. I completely forgot about that, but never mind. This was out of fear, out of fright, as you slam into something.
It's
Okay.
covered in shit as well, so I think it's slightly disadvantaged still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that twig bite is dead. So Tunk, you kind of look up from your rat, and just seen like boom from behind.
Can I ask what these twig things look like? Do they look
Can-
like a pile of sticks?
Have you seen them yet?
I think I could see the one that was over by Baggy.
So they look a little bit like. I can't remember how to do this. Nope. Let's try that one. Does that come up?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, cool.
So they look like that.
Okay, cool. Well, Tunk, in all this kind of confusion and excitement, Tunk thinks that this is a game, so with a loud bellowing laugh, Tunk goes, "Ha ha ha ha! I can hit the tree as well!" and punches the tree behind him.
Okay, great. Let's do just an attack roll on that then. So let's do a strength.
Straight.
Cool, and you missed the tree.
Okay. And then thinking he's not in any immediate danger, just kind of looks at the tree menacingly as if the tree dodged his attack.
Okay. Anything else you want to do, Tunk?
No, don't think so.
Okay, cool. Send it in. Oshisota.
Oshi moves to because am I right in thinking that there's only one left
That you can see.
that I can see? Okay.
I mean, you could try and do a perception check to see if you can see any others.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Shall I roll it now?
Yes, please. Yeah. Okay, cool. You see the one down here. That's all you can see.
Okay. And is that my action? Have I done now, or can I move towards it?
You can move towards it, absolutely. But I would say that's kind of like your action of looking around and seeing and assessing what's going on.
Okay. Oshi then moves as far away as she can from Pups, but into a very, very close to a tree and into shadows.
Okay. Let's have a look. So you can move 30 feet. So you can kind of go over here. You can probably go behind Baggi, behind this tree over here if you need to. So look at that shadow. that you
Yeah,
found.
behind
Yeah.
Baggy.
So you can probably get to about there, I think. Yeah. That's probably as far away from Pups as possible. So yeah, so you can
And do
move. You can move your token over there. There we go.
I might think.
Okay. Okay. So this twig is dead, and this one is going to come in. To here. Let's check that. Oh no, I can't go to there. Goes to here instead. I'm going to do a little stealth check on him and see if I can get him. 12. What's your passage, Baggi? Your passive perception?
Mine is. Hang on one sec. Where's my perception? Oh, it's 1. 1.
Your passive? Let me just check that.
Oh.
11. Okay, cool. And then it sits down. Essentially, you don't see it.
Okay.
Okay, the next one over here. It's going to come around to that. Okay, Baggy.
Okay, so
You just seen one come into the firelight, essentially.
yeah, I am. Are there any like branches around me that aren't massively covered in snow, or they dried out near the fire? Like any wood?
You could probably do a look around with that, with perception, but that will take your go to do so.
Okay. I think then we're going to attempt to throw one of her battle axes at that one across the fire.
Okay.
Oh, but before she does, she's going to heat it up a bit over the fire.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
Peggy's ruthless.
Yeah.
Pop out.
Yeah, she's going for it. Like, she's got an axe out. You can see it across the way. She holds it down to heat it up a bit, and then she just goes for it. And that happens.
Oh, okay. So let's have a look. I think it meets, it hits. I think. Yeah, it meets, it hits. As you kind of swing around, you've come over this way, have you? Whereabouts are you at the moment? Can you just move your token?
Probably. Yeah, I think she's probably come about there. Oh, maybe a bit close.
Yeah, you're going to need to be a lot closer if you're going to try and hit something.
So that. Can she go back that way? I can't see if that's a. Yeah. So very close to the fire. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're going to have to get there.
Okay, great.
With your battle axe. Okay, so yeah, you swing through and you slap into it on a very, very hard hit. So, what does that look like?
She goes like straight down the top across its sort of where its head would be, and kind of like slices straight down the middle, and again just starts like hacking away and gathering up these things, and then sort of calls over and is like, "Is anyone going to actually help me kill these things, or is it just it?"
Great, very, very nice. So as you kind of like you start pulling these sort of twigs in, it kind of looks as if like the rest of the battle is kind of ending and over.
Cool.
So we're going to come out of turn order now. As I'm guessing, Pups, you're there trying to pull up your pants.
No, Pups, hearing Baggy cry for help, has come running round the tree line because he can't see what's been going on, just running around with both weapons out, just going, "Ah!"
I kind of
more to fight, realising he's very nearly naked, and then just goes back and puts his armour on.
Okay. For the next 10 minutes, you're going to be putting that armour on. I think you've got heavy armour, haven't you?
Chainmail.
Okay, yeah, it takes a little bit less than that. I would
Looks
say
like you've got it covered from here, everyone. I'll just be background here. Might be something that needs my attention.
Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, good. So, what's your AC? Top half, bottom half. Very, very nice. Thanks, Kurt. I just kind of having a quick look at the comments. Ah, hello, Neil. Nice to see Neil's here. Mr. Neil Conley. Hi, Neil. So that's really nice. Yes, of course. First blood, or first twigs. Not first wood. That's a different thing entirely. And you kind of look at these twig blights, and you notice that their kind of feet patterns in the snow are the same as what you saw across the farmyards. And there might be a little bit of a blight problem in this area. I think on one of them, does anybody want to have a look at these twigs? Have a look and see what they are and see what's going on with them?
Yep. Whilst I've gone round to pick up the armour, I can have a look at that one up top.
Yeah, sure. We'll do an investigation for him.
Yeah. Just sort of doing up the armor this side and having a look through with the other hand.
And then touching your poo sticks with the other one.
Yeah, just sort of investigation.
Yes, please. Great. Yes. Yeah, these are sticks. And they're covered in poo.
Sticks.
Upon hearing that Pups has found a stick, Tunk's going to approach the one closest to him down here, pick up what's left, and then also shout, "Tunk found stick as well!" and then throw it onto the fire.
Nice. It's like, kaboom! Like those like beautiful sparks sort of flick up to the air as we kind of watch them go up into the stars, into the clouds. Sorry, because it's really hammering it down now. As you guys kind of go down to sleep for the night. Okay, so we come through to the morning, and there's some birdies.
Oh.
There's birdies. Well, I say a bird, probably Robin, who's like aggressively poking at Tunk's head. Get off my land! Get off my land! This is like poking his head. And you kind of wake up and you kind of roll your bed stuff up and you kind of begin to sort of settle yourself to kind of go on forward. I would say do some healing, but you guys didn't get hit. So that's all great. Pups, you are still poisoned and you wake up. We could do a con check to see if you actually slept at all.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I'm mean. Let's do it. So just
for a check.
Let's do a save. Oh shit. Okay, cool. So you're poisoned and you're exhausted.
Poisoned and exhausted.
Yeah, so first level of exhaustion. So you're gonna have disadvantage on attack rolls because of the poison and disadvantage on any ability checks.
Jesus Christ, Pops.
Great. Whilst we're on the way through to wherever we're going next, can I be sort of checking around to see if I can make any natural remedies to sort my guts out?
Okay. Yeah, let's do a medicine check then. Let's have a look.
Okay.
Nope. You find some berries, some red berries, and you're like, oh yeah, red berries. Red means good. And like a child, you sort of stuff it straight into your mouth, and as soon as you put it into your mouth, you're like, oh my god, these are disgusting. And this is like sour winter berries. And you realise, that you have just eaten completely the wrong berry in every single way, shape, and form, and you kind of spit it out into the floor without the other guys seeing, holding your pride, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is everyone else okay? Did everyone else sleep well?
Tunk slept like a baby.
Good. So did I, in some sense. Shall we move on?
And Oshisota says to Tunk, I think this is the happiest I've been since we left the tavern. she is so smug.
Is this one of the childhood, is this a child aside, or is this like...
I mean both, I think.
Really nice.
She's just so pleased.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Baggy, on the other hand, is a little bit more sympathetic. I think she was smug. Now she's feeling a bit sympathetic. So I feel like she maybe rips off a piece of her cloak that was already going to rip off anyway, and passes it to Pups, and is just like, just in case you need it on the journey.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yes, just in case my eyes start to water. I see, yes, I understand.
Oh, that's just become my favourite thing of this whole thing. It's just...
When I started D&D, I didn't think it would be straight into people shitting themselves. Projectile shit everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm happy. I'm really happy.
Okie dokie. So you kind of pack up all of the camp, and you start making your way along the old road again. The old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. But the road's closest point to the cleft, several broken pillars jut out from the earth where the ravine widens. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the dark depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. A sturdy knotted rope is tied to one of them, one of the leading pillars, and it goes down to the side of the ravine itself.
Can Tunk's going to approach that knotted rope and just give it a strong tug, just to see roughly how much weight bearing it's going to take?
All right, cool. Let's have a look. See which one this is. Yeah, so let's do. I think you kind of give it a tug, and you realise that it's quite old, but not too old. Maybe a week, if that. But it seems to be pretty good condition as ropes go. It looks pretty good.
Can Tunk, seeing that it's a week old, and then kind of at least knowing that he's a bit of a heavy boy, can he take his hempen rope and tie it to a nearby tree, so to mean that if we're traveling down to this ravine, there's two ropes that we can use to spread the weight out?
I think it's sort of like the ravine at this stage, kind of like the forest is receding a bit. So maybe you can probably tie it off to one of the pillars, though.
Yeah, try that.
Okay, cool. And as you go up to one of the pillars, you kind of tie it over, and you look up, and of course you read Dwarvish. Yes, just about.
Yes, correct. Well, I mean, he can make out the shapes.
Okay, so what you kind of get from it is it's sort of like maybe some warnings. You can see like death and trespassers and my land, sort of written in but as actually it's more that it's like a mixture of different Dwarvish and something else, which is kind of making it confusing, because sometimes you see words like apple and butterfly, and I think Pups, you maybe see it as well.
Okay, is it something that I can understand?
You literally look over at it, and you both say at the same. One of you says that it's Dwarvish, and one of you says that it's Goblin at the same time. And you read it. You kind of work together to try and figure out what it says. And it does say like a warning to trespassers that anyone who comes down to the ravine will be murdered, killed, death, probably eaten and heated on a fire.
Okay, so Tunk immediately turns around to the remaining two, and he has fear in his eyes, and he says, "Guys, this says death for anyone who passes trees. We've passed all the trees."
But Tunk, are you still alive?
And he kind of pats himself down and says, and he like gets Pups to look inside his mouth and says, "Does Tunk still have a tongue?"
Yes, Tunk. Yes, it's still there.
Oh, Tunk is still alive.
Yes.
Is anybody looking at the ravine itself?
I'd like to see if there's an alternative way down other than the rope.
Let's do let's do a survival.
This worked out great last time.
Let's do a survival with disadvantage. Great. No, you can't see any other way down.
I think Baggy would quite like to sort of peer over and see what she can see from where she is down the ravine.
Okay,
so
let's do
that.
Should we do it with perception as you look down?
Do perception.
Great. It's a big hole that you got there. It's a big hole, and it looks like it goes down quite far.
Oshi, like, slyly moves over and asks Baggy what she can see.
Well, basically, it's just a very, 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 very deep hole. I don't really know what's down there. I don't know if we should go down there. Yeah.
Shall I have a look?
Well, I mean, yeah, by all means, if you think your eyesight's better than mine, it's fine.
Okay, we'll see. Shall I roll perception, Jack?
Yes, please. Good. Okay. So yeah, you see it's about 50 feet down.
Okay.
But you've also seen that there are like little grip holes down that go down the cliff face that are roughly the size of pups. So like you can see the reach of pups as well, how far away they are. They're quite small, but they will definitely help you get down.
Okay. Well, obviously, I can see a lot. Thank you for your help, though, Baggy. Pups, I think the reach is about your height. How are you feeling?
Wonderful, never better.
Yeah, you look it.
Yes.
You look it.
Thank you. Ooh.
As you kind of like look over the ravine, there's like kind of like
just seeing 4 ravines. Why do you ask, Oshisota?
Well, I just thought maybe we could tie a rope round your waist and send you down. If you're feeling, obviously you're feeling brilliant. So should we try?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. 3 strong types like yourself could lift me down. Can we do the rope under the arms, not around the? Please.
Okay. So who ties the rope, and where do you place it?
I'd give it a go at tying the rope. I think Baggy thinks let's tie it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I just had a little bit of a internet issue.
Will be for that.
Let's do a slight. There you go. Back again. Sorry, there. I just lost everybody for a bit, and apologies to everyone on the stream. You probably got cut out there as well. But we're back now. So I'd say that would be a sleight of hand to sort of tie the knot.
Oh, I've got -1. This is good. Should have thought about that. Oh well.
Great.
She's feeling confident though.
Yep. Straight around the waist, around the belly it goes. And you're fairly sure it's tight.
Yeah. She sort of pulls it as tight as possible into a knot and is like, "You're going to be all right, pups. Okay, we've got you."
Thank you, Baggy.
And
sure you're ready for this?
we're going to kill pups before we can start the adventure, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so okay, so you start lowering down. So who's doing the kind of the lowering? I'm guessing it's going to be Tunk, but
Tunk will put himself forward, but not knowing how bad Baggy did on all of those rolls, and just seeing her sheer confidence, he also kind of hands it off to her as well. Be like, "Does Bag Lady want to try?"
I mean, I can give it a go, but I think, Tunk, you're a bit heavier than me, aren't you? So you might be better. It might balance it better if you're the one lowering him. But I can help.
And then the words "help" kind of almost make Tunk cry, and he rests his hands upon Baggy's and says, "Friends help each other." And so then begins to start lowering pups down with the aid of Baggy.
And am I climbing with my hands in the holds, and this is almost like a belay situation?
Let's start with you. I mean, it's up to you. What do you think you're doing?
I think keeping as much tension off the stomach as possible would. I don't think sort of going down like this would be the one. So I think maybe.
No Mission Impossible then.
Oh God.
Okay, so let's do strength. So let's do athletics with advantage because you're both doing it together. So who's going to be the primary roller?
I think Tunks will be the primary roller unless Baggy has any. Right. With advantage. That's 1. And that's
Great.
2. Hey, yo.
Okay, I'm just gonna check the rope. 1d10. Okay, so it's 10% of this going. So if there's a 1, then it's gonna break. Ooh, lucky. So literally, you go down and you're lowering him down, and he gets all the way down to the bottom ledge, like a sandy ledge. And you kind of, do you untie it?
Me?
Yeah.
How long is it? How much purchase do I have to walk around?
Well, you got a 60-foot rope, isn't it?
Uh,
How long is your rope?
I've no idea. How long is a hempen rope? That's the age-old question, isn't it?
Depends on which rope you're using, your rope or the rope that was there.
I think I will use my rope, seeing as the other one is a bit older.
All right, cool. So I think you probably got another 10 feet to go. So like the rope goes taut and you've got about 10 feet before you hit the ground. You just check the rope and just see how long it is. Tunk. Rope. Which usually it says. Where's your hempen rope?
Bottom of equipment.
Sorry. Exhauster rope. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Rope. Hempen rope.
So what? While Pups is being lifted down, like loudly whispers to the group, definitely in earshot of Pups going, "I think Doggy's a little bit sick."
Yeah.
He just. I'm fine.
Shall we say it's 60 feet just for ease?
Okay.
60
so I
foot
get to
rope.
the bottom.
You get to the bottom.
Okay, so I'll untie and have a little scan. Oh no, I'll have a little scan first before I untie.
Okay, cool. So you see the sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is wide but rough. Sandy, rocky debris and bones of small animals cover all over it. A rough-hewn stairwell zigzags down the side of the ledge, descending into the darkness. So let me show you what you can see. Let me put you onto what you can see.
Ooh.
So you're not all there yet. Let me just move you guys off because you're not there yet. But you know, if you're there. Yeah, so you guys aren't there yet. All right.
And did you say there's some significance to this fire?
Yeah, it looks like a fire to you.
But there's no immediate threat on this level.
Not that you can see. You're doing this quite quietly. I'm guessing you're just looking around.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to do a survival check, you can.
Okay.
This is now you're going into it like investigating everything now. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see some like little fire, loads of little fires. It seems like this is definitely a place where like continually being used as fire. And there's like spear tips of goblin manufacture and some small animal bones inside the fire.
Okay, so I'll not wanting to make too much noise, I'll give a couple of little tugs on the rope in the hope that someone will peer over so I can beckon them down.
Cool. I think with dark vision, you guys should be able to see him 50 feet down, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, not currently on the map, but if you say so.
Okay, so do you guys want to come down?
Yeah, I think so. I think Baggy feels the tugging before Tunk feels it. I don't think Tunk notices the tugging. And probably,
I think that's correct.
And probably because her ego's been a bit bruised, asks if Oshi can go and peer over and just see if she can see any sign of the pups.
Yeah.
Oshi peers over, and I think that all pups can see is a really, really smug smirk as he looks up.
So I just had this image of you like hocking a loogie. It's like
Or like letting one dribble out and then sucking it back in and being like, close.
Yeah.
All the 50 feet to the bottom and then sucks it back up again.
No. 45 feet before sucking back up again.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, you see Pups down there sort of waving his arms.
Sort of.
And so with it still tied around the middle of Pups, Oshi slides down the hallway.
Oh, okie dokie. So let's do an acrobatics on that then. Yeah, I'll take that, absolutely. So you kind of like you swing down. There's a couple of moments where you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's cool. Look at me go.
And you kind of land at the bottom.
Yeah, just right in with a smirk that she's plastered back on as soon as she felt her feet hit something solid.
Yeah. The small bead of sweat sort of just drops down and goes into like the corner of your scales and stretches out the scale. Very nice. Okay. And then who's staying up top for the other rope? Is Tunk staying up there while Baggy goes down?
Yeah, Tunk will stay up. Tunk turns to Baggy and in that lovely, innocent, affectionate way goes, "Friends help each other," and suggests to her that he'll hold the rope while she climbs down.
Great.
Very nice.
And I think Baggy's like very grateful, but sort of turns to him and says, "Make sure you do come down after us, though. Don't stay up here. You've got to follow us in a bit, okay?
Tunk will follow.
Okay. Don't move until I tug on the rope. Yeah.
Okay. Tunk, wait for tug."
And I think Baggy kind of wants to follow Oshi actually and do what she just did because it's really cool. Attempt.
Okie dokie.
Slipping down.
Another immediate death.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do an acrobatics then. On that roll.
Oh
Not even a natural 1, a natural 0.
So so I think as you kind of like slip on the rope and it's like, "Whoa!" and you start falling downwards. Can you do a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Yes, I can.
Just be over 10.
That's also -1.
Okay, guys, I'll give you a small amount of time to do something before she slams into the ground. So what are you going to do?
Tunk is still at the top, just kind of gently whispering to himself, "Tug, wait for tug. Tug, wait for tug."
Mm-hmm.
Oshi, who knows if she'll have time to do this, whips her cloak off, flicks it, and gives one end to Pups, and they walk out as far as they can. So it's
wicked.
Taut.
Yeah. Yep.
Right,
okay, cool. Really, really nice. Okay, so let's do a strength check on that to try and keep it taut. Just from Oshi. I think the goblin is just holding it at this point. Great.
Oshi, saviour.
Okay. As Baggy comes through and hits onto the cloak, and then kind of like the sag hits her onto the ground a little bit, and she takes 6 bludgeoning damage from a fall, which is pretty darn good. And she just kind of like donk.
I'm just like, thank you. so much.
And then
Tunk.
Oshi really quickly pulls her cloak back from underneath her and puts it back on.
This is sort of just like clunk again one more time.
Like
And as she
rolls off
does,
it.
yeah, as he does, it's like Baggy's arm sort of hits the rope and sort of pulls it.
So way up high, 50 feet up in the air, Tunk gets what would normally be quite a significant tug. Feels like, he's maybe eaten a little bit extra and his belt is a little bit tight. And he kind of says like, was that tug? Was that Tug's tug? Tug's tug? And kind of like tugs it back again just to see if there's any response.
Very, very good.
She and Pups see Baggy get lifted off the ground a couple of feet as she continues to hold the rope.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm attached to the rope, so I'd be going as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Oshi just sees you two jumping up and down for joy.
Okay. So I kind of missed a bit of that. So you're going to go down, is that right?
Well, Tunk's waiting for an actual tug because he couldn't determine whether the first one was a tug or not.
Okay, so you guys going to try and untie yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Pups, you go to touch the rope and the rope's not falls apart. And you realise how bad that actually was tied on.
Well, we all learn, don't we? We'll all hopefully learn. I'm
As it's bruised.
I feel like
Okay.
Fuck my own stomach and use it to get rid of my my poison effect.
Very nice. Okay, great. So how much do you have to use? Is it like 5 to get rid of your poison? No, I'm just asking how much do you need to use, because it's usually an amount.
I'll just do 1 and heal.
Okay. Cool, great. So that's all good as you kind of all land. Oh, apart from Tunk, because Tunk's still up, isn't he? So you get 5 more hit points, Baggy. Things back up to 11.
Great. I just
For what seems Tunk eventually peers over.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that back in a very kind of goofy way, and then takes the rope he's been holding, ties it off to a second pillar, rests his hand very gently on it, and just whispers, "Friends, help each other." And then attempts to climb down himself.
Okay, cool. So let's do the athletics then as you climb. Start to climb. Cool. That's actually what I needed. 10 meets it. So it's quite an easy climb. It's quite an easy climb, guys.
As Tunk gets to the bottom, can he go, quite an easy climb.
As you kind of get down to the bottom. So I'm going to reread There's what you see. So a sandy ledge overlooks a subterranean gulf of darkness to the west. The ledge is just wide but rough. Sand, rocky debris, and bones of small animals cover it. A rough-hewn stairwell zigzags down from the side of the ledge, descending into darkness. So when you land, Tunk, how loudly do you shout that?
Probably quite loud. Or like he thinks that he's whispering, but Tunk has no inside voice.
So as he goes, he like reverberates around. As you start to hear like the sound of rats coming from the other side of the ravine. Okay, cool. So we're going to take a little break there. And we'll come back and do the giant rat battle. Once again, I want to apologise to viewers. We did have some technical issues there, but I'm hoping that we are back with you now. I also just want to say hi, Mark, because Mark J's here, and I just want to say hello to Mark. But we shall see you in 5 minutes, so that would be just after 5:15. All right?
Great. Cool.
So
Great.
I'll see you in a moment.